This is Erin doing an overhead barbell squat. She is standing hip width apart, arms above her head in a wide grip. She has a soft bend in her elbows. She is working to come all the way down to almost 90 degrees, sticking her butt out but keeping her back up and her head straight. Her primary muscle movers are her quadriceps and her gluteus maximus. She's also feeling it in her lats, holding the bar. This is Erin doing an incline bench press with dumbbells. She has her feet planted on the floor, making sure her heels never leave from the ground. She is pushing the dumbbells up, touching them in the middle, and then bringing them back down. She's making contact with the bench with her head, her upper back, and her butt. Her primary muscle movers are her pectoralis major, and the synergist is her triceps.
This is Chelsea doing a modified push-up. The primary muscle mover of this exercise is the pectoralis major, and the synergist are triceps. She is keeping her elbows as close to her body as possible while looking forward and making contact with the floor. Chelsea's performing an overhead press. She's starting with her feet hip width apart and starting with the bar at her chest. She's going to press the bar up, making sure her arms are fully extended. The primary muscle mover of this exercise are the deltoids, and she's going to want to make sure she keeps her head straight looking forward and a slight bend in her knees. Chelsea's now performing a push press. This is very similar to the overhead press. The only difference is she's bending with the knees and driving the bar up. This exercise is very beneficial with a lot of weight on the bar.
This is Erin performing a bench press. She is making sure she has all 5 points of contact with the bench. She has her feet planted firmly on the floor, heels touching the ground. She has her head on the bench, shoulders, and lower back. She is pushing the bar straight up, keeping her elbows in. Her primary muscle mover are her pectoralis major. Synergists are the triceps.
Chelsea's performing a chin-up. She's using an elastic to help. Her grip is supinated. The primary muscle mover of this exercise are the lats, and the synergists of this exercise are the biceps.
This is Erin performing a wide grip lat pull down. She is pulling the bar down to her breastbone. She has her feet planted firmly on the ground, back straight up, head forward. The primary muscle mover in this exercise is her latissimus dorsi, and her synergists are her biceps.
Chelsea's performing tricep dips. The primary muscle mover of this exercise is the triceps. She's keeping her feet planted on the floor with her hips at a 90-degree angle and her glutes pressed up against the.
This is Erin performing a bent over row. She has a soft bend in her knees with a flat back, keeping her head in alignment. She is pulling the bar to her stomach, trying to keep her elbows in. Her primary muscle mover are her lats, and her synergists are her biceps.
Chelsea's performing a seated cable row. She's making sure she has a soft bend in her knees, pulling back with her lats, and the synergist is the biceps. She's making sure that her back is straight, and
This is Erin performing a pec deck. To set up, she is grabbing one bar at a time and bringing it in. She has her feet planted on the floor, back against the padding, and her head straight ahead. She is pulling back using her pectoralis major as the primary muscle mover. She has a soft bend in her elbows, and she wants to make sure that her arms do not go past her shoulders. A good cue for this is to tell the client to line up their arms with their ears on their way back.